Every day it's a win. Since I was told that you don't want me, baby, you're just calling. You know I try to hold on to where there's no you.
Is up, tube, and welcome back to another tutorial by Big Al's Barber channel. If you're new to our channel, guys, I encourage you guys to subscribe and hit that notification button so you guys get notified every time we drop a new tutorial. I'm constantly dropping vlogs, tutorials, product reviews, and constant information here, guys. I encourage you guys to subscribe. So what we're gonna do here, guys, and not to get any backlash because I got some last time for using the word ethnic, but we're gonna go with the word coarse hair today. All right, guys, we're gonna do a coarse hair haircut right here, and what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna start off with a number 3. And basically what this gentleman does, and he's already a customer of mine for a long time, what I normally do on him is do 3 all the way around. And then what I do is I taper out the sides, both sides, without tapering out the back. The back we're gonna do round. So the sides we're gonna taper out to a 0, and the back we're gonna round it out. And then we're gonna line them all up. And once we're done with lining them all up, we're gonna do 2 lines on the sides. That's what he likes, 2 lines, one longer than the other. Of course, I didn't show this at the beginning, guys, but what I did actually do, what I always do with ethnic or coarse hair, I always pick it out, and I pick it out first, and just that way you get it all nice and straight. And what I'm doing right here, first of all, is I started off with my 3. It's a plastic 3 guard, and I'm using my 1919 clipper lever close, so it's basically a 3, guys. I think eventually I end up doing a metal 3, which is a little shorter than a 3. But for now, I'm pretty sure I left it as a 3, as a plastic 3. Because towards the end, I just realized that it needed to be a little bit tighter. And this is the kind of situations you arise when you're cutting hair. You know, 1 minute you're thinking one thing, and then you got to switch it around. But right there are still going around the crown, around the parietal ridge, and I'm just basically doing the 3. And remember, the 3 is going to be all the way to the back also. So I'm just using it in all different directions. As always, guys, you guys know me. I do my tutorials in real time, and the reason being is because I want you guys to get the realistic effect of what it takes to do a haircut like this. I'm not speeding it up. I'm just using the real time that it takes me to do it. And in reality, this haircut took me, I'd say about 25 minutes. So right there, I'm just using the number 3 again. Number 3, lever close, and just evening it all out, nice and even. Again, when this gentleman first started coming to me, this is not the haircut that he started off with. You know, he used to get like a number 3, then a 2, and then he used to get a taper on the sides and the back. But eventually we ended up going with the 3, and then one time I rounded it out in the back, and he really liked the way the rounded look, but he didn't like the way the sideburns look. So what we ended up doing was tapering out the sideburns until we found the right look for him. And that's what we as barbers sometimes have to do, guys. You know, when a client comes into your chair, you don't always just sit down and start cutting away. You know, you have to find out what that customer wants, what his desires are for his hair to look. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to tell him the truth. You know, you can't get that haircut because that haircut doesn't go with your type of head. Or, you know, somebody wants a fade and they don't have no hair on top. How is that going to be possible? You can't do that. But you know, the best thing to do is give the best hair consultation that you can, so that you can achieve the look that client wants, so that ultimately they could be happy and then they return back to you. So right there, I'm using the octane, the Oster octane, my favorite detachable blade, cordless detachable machine. And what I'm using right there, guys, is I'm still using number 3. I'm using the metal 3.5, and I'm just kind of just blending it down from where I went with the plastic 3. Because remember, the plastic 3 is longer than the metal 3. So I'm just using the 3 going downwards, going with the grain right there, not going against the grain yet. So there I put on my number 2. Now I'm using the number 2 right here, and I'm just pushing down again, going with the grain, guys, going with the grain. Because remember, we went with the 3 first, now we're going with the number 2. So now I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to go against the grain, going upwards. As you can see, when I went upwards, it really lines up a lot. And at the same time, keep a comb there, push your hair down, because you know when you blow against the grain, it's gonna crunch up a little bit. So what you do is just comb it down and continue the same process. As you can see, it's lightening up already, starting to blend in. Once that gathers up right there, what I do is I go the opposite direction to push it back down the other way, and it's already blending in. You can tell right there. We're right there with the number 2. Again, just going up against the grain. Just trying to lighten it up as much as I can. Ethnic hair tends to ball up a little bit when it's short like that. So what I do is I just make sure you keep a comb or a brush and just brush it down. Brush it down. Keep brushing it down. Right there, you can see it's already starting to take shape. So now I'm going to put my 1.5 on. Same thing, just push it down. It's already starting to look pretty clean right there. Always have your blow dryer ready, handy. My blow dryer is not just for drying hair, guys. My blow dryer is for blowing the hair away from my clients. So right there, I'm gonna grab my Skeletorize GT. It's not Skeletorize. This is my skeleton, Babyliss skeleton, the Gold FX, the brand new one, the CT one. I got at CT Barber Expo. And what I'm doing right there, guys, I'm just creating my first guideline, and I'm just taking off the sideburn. You can see that right there, and I'm just, after I go around the ear, and I'm gonna make a straight line back down towards the back of the neck. I'm sorry. So that way I have my guideline right there. That you can already tell that's where I'm gonna do my taper from up there. And see right here, I turned up my thing, and I'm just gonna show you the line that I made in the back. So right here, basically what I'm doing is just squaring it off a little bit. So right there, I'm just gonna round out the corner. Round out the corner. That way it looks round. Basically, that's it in this section right here. But there's nothing really much more to do. You kind of just clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit towards the end. But what I'm gonna do right there is I'm gonna use my steel tooth comb, and my steel tooth comb is perfect for this, guys. If you notice, because the steel tooth comb has this certain diameter, the thickness of the comb, that is perfect when you're doing it with coarse hair. So right there, I'm just lifting it up, and then whatever sticks out, I'm gonna cut it off. I'm blending it right into the side, to the top. Because right there around the parietal ridge is where we went with the number 2. Right there's we went with the number 1.5. We're still gonna come back with the 1.5 right now, to try to fade out that sideburn. But as always, guys, you notice me, I don't bounce around from side to side. I try to stay uniform. I don't really move on to another side until I'm done with the other side, you know what I mean? Right here, I'm still prepping myself for the taper. So what I like to do is, what I mean by prepping for the taper is I get it down to a number 2, take off the sideburn, get it ready for when I go back in and take it off. Take off that bottom line. So right there, again, I'm going with a number 3 Oster blade using the octane. And I'm going with the grain, guys, with the grain, not against the grain. I'm just going with the grain. See, you notice around the parietal ridge right there, I'm just pushing it towards the lineup right there, and that blends pretty much in. Now I'm turning it around and going the opposite direction. See, around the ear, I pull the ear out because it's kind of like a full hawk. You could even call it a full hawk fade kind of a haircut with the round in the back, of course. So now I took off my number 3.5. Now I'm going with my number 2. Same thing, and I'm just going with the grain right now. With the grain. Pushing it forward. And the reason why I go with the grain right there is because around the parietal ridge, I wanted to blend. Because I went with the 3 first, then I went with the number 2. So I wanted to blend in so it doesn't look, so you don't see shadows there, in other words, you know. So right here, we're with our 1.5 again. 1.5 going with the grain, turning it around, hitting the number 1, going the opposite direction, just kind of cleaning it up, trying to lighten it up a little bit. Now I use my comb. Now I'm going to get again with my Babyliss Skeletorize skeleton trimmer, and I'm going to create that first guideline. And you see that I'm just creating a straight across, a little bit of an angle, Going around the sideburn right there. Same as the other side. Just clean it up. Go straight down, and I'm gonna curve that line around the sides. Make it nice and round. But you can already see it's taking shape right here. Real simple, guys. Real simple. Little simple ideas. You gotta find the right haircut for your client. You gotta find the haircut that he's gonna enjoy, that he's gonna love, you know. And it's all ultimately it's about making them happy and giving them what they want. But right there, you can see. Just gonna kind of clean it up with the number 3. Just cleaning it up, make it nice and even. This gentleman just graduated from Azusa Pacific University. He's been my client for I would say 5 years, probably, since he's been in school. But now he's graduating and he's moving on, and you know, it's nice. It's nice to see that. That's a great thing about working next to a university. You see all these young gentlemen coming in, and they become your clients. They become your friends. They become kind of like family members. You know, they're coming to see you every week, so you can take care of them, make them look good throughout the year. And then you see them make these accomplishments and graduate and go on to get their degrees and stuff like that. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Being a barber is the best job in the world. I don't know if you guys don't feel that, guys. If you don't feel it, I don't know. You have to. The passion will come with it, I think. You know, I wasn't this passionate when I first started. Don't get discouraged. You know, I was discouraged at one time. I was even thinking about quitting doing this job because I thought maybe I got into the wrong business. You know, it's just reps, guys. It's reps. You have to do your reps. Everybody has to do reps. You have to do more haircuts, more and more and more. The more haircuts you do, the better you will become. If you're struggling right now, I guarantee you in a few years, it's not even going to be a struggle. You're going to wonder and think back like, God, why was I driving myself crazy over these haircuts when in reality they're simple. You know, you gotta stay humble, stay teachable, watch these videos, you know, and do your reps, and never turn haircuts away. When the haircuts come in, you gotta do them. That's what the name of the game is right here. So right there, you've seen me. I rounded up the back. Everything's pretty much done right here, guys. So right there, I'm using the 1.5, and I'm just pushing it downward, going against the grain right there. Going with the grain, I'm sorry. Going with the grain. Just pushing it down. That's the 1.5. Okay, we went with the number 2. Now we're going with the 1.5, and I'm just pushing it forward. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of fade this out with detachable blades. I'm going to show you guys a simple, easy way of using detachable blades. See right there, I'm going back. Now I'm going with the 1.5, but I'm going against the grain. And see, the whole time I'm just keeping my wrists flexible and you know, using that C cup motion. It's all in your rhythm, guys. Don't feel robotic. Loosen up. Feel like, you know, like the machine's gonna glide through your hands. You know, it's all in the flick of the wrist. It really is in the flick of the wrist. If you could see it right there. So what I did now is I went with my clip 1A, guys. 1A comes after the 1.5, and I'm only gonna go up a little bit less than I did with a 1.5, and you can see that it lined up a lot. Now I got my number 1 clip, or my number 1. I'm gonna go up almost to the same spot again, but a little bit lower, and you can see that it's lightening up a lot now. It's almost faded out right there. This is a simple way of fading, guys, using detachable blades, and it works really, really good when you do it with ethnic hair or coarse hair. So right there, I went with the 1. Now I'm gonna come in with my 1919 lever open. I'm gonna create a little guideline right there. Close my lever 1/4 way, and I'm gonna go back to the same spot again. Close my lever another 1/4 way, and I'm gonna be going halfway. Now I'm just focusing on the bottom shadow, just fading it out. Of course, it doesn't come all out, so I'm gonna come back with my trimmer. Oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe what I'm gonna do here is I noticed a little dark spot right there. You can see the little dark spot right there on the parietal ridge right there. So I noticed that, so I'm gonna come back in again with my steel tooth comb. Steel tooth comb, guys, if you guys don't have one, it's the perfect diameter. It's just an awesome comb, guys. There's a link in my description if you guys are interested in getting one. Guys, again, every tool that I use is listed in my description of my videos, and you know, if you guys buy them off of there, it helps me out with making these videos, guys. So I encourage you guys, if you guys want to get these tools, they're all listed there. They're all from Amazon. It's always going to be the best price available. Nobody's getting burned, you know. I only get a small percentage, but it helps the channel out. So right there, basically, I'm just, you know, clipper over combing the parietal ridge and around the edge right there, making sure that it looks nice and tight. I can still see a little bit of a shadow right there. So I know what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to come back in with my trimmer and kind of just push that little shadow out. See, there it is right there. I'm not using the trimmer yet, but I'm just pushing it out with the 1919. Trying to fade it out completely. Remember, guys, no chili bowls. We don't like lines and we don't like halos. You got to leave your stuff nice and tight all the time. The name of the game. Super tight fades. Super tight fades. Never leave a chili bowl. Nobody likes chili bowls, guys. A chili bowl or a who did it? You guys never heard of a who did it? Who did it is a haircut that when you're walking down the street and you see it and somebody says, who did it? Damn. That's what we always used to do as barbers. We always walk around when we go to the fair or something. We're always checking people's haircuts out. That's what barbers do, right? If you're a barber and you're not watching other people's haircuts, then you might be in the wrong business. So right there again, guys, I'm going with my number 2 and I'm just pushing it downward, guys, just kind of fading it down. I'm going against going right there. I was going against with the grain. Now I'm going against the grain with the number 2, just kind of cleaning it up real quick, guys. Once I do the number 2, then you go with the 1.5. Moving kind of quickly right there. I'm fading it out, kind of pushing it out, lightening it all up. Same steps as we did on the other side. Now we go with the 1.5. Same thing, guys. Same thing. I'm going to go with the grain first. With the grain first. And the reason why I do it with the grain from the top down, guys, is because I want it to blend in. Now I'm going to flip it around. I'm going the opposite. I'm going against the grain now, but not pushing it too high. You don't want to create a guideline. You don't want to create a shadow. You kind of just want to go up, and then when you get to that spot, you're going to create like a C-cut motion and pull your machine up. Always keep your comb right there, guys. I've been using these metal combs, guys. These metal combs are awesome. I don't even like plastic combs anymore. All I use is these metal combs. If you guys have never seen them, I encourage you guys to try them. They're real cheap. They're only like $2 from Amazon. There's a link in my description. Like I said, all my tools that I use, they're all provided right there. Right there, I'm still with the 1.5, just blending it out, going around the ear, making sure it's all nice and even. See, right there, kind of pushing it down. You can see me going with the grain right there. Now I'm gonna grab my 1A, and I'm gonna come up from the bottom up, 1A, but not as high as I went with the 1.5. You gotta keep your steps a little bit lower. Never bring it back to the same point, because then it's gonna lighten it too much. You don't want to lighten it too much. That's the 1A. Right now I'm going to take off the 1A and I'm going to put the number 1 on there. Not going too high again. These are simple steps for fading with detachable blades, guys, and it works great with coarse hair. I highly recommend you guys. If you guys don't even have detachable blades, you guys gotta change that right now, because you know what? In reality, you need to be using detachable blades. So that was the number 1 right there. Now I'm coming back in with my 1919 lever open. I'm gonna create a little guideline right there, fading out the bottom line. Once I get across, I'm gonna lower my lever 1/4 way, and then halfway. And as I lower my lever to close, I'm pushing that shadow up, pushing that bottom line up. It's already faded out. Looks like a nice little taper already. I'm gonna come in with my scalaterized trimmer right there and kind of just push that bottom shadow up, so that there's no lines. Remember, no lines on our chili bowls, guys. No lines. If you leave any lines, then you're serving chili bowls. Remember that. Chili bowls are a no-no. We're moving along quickly, guys. Moving along quickly right here. Remember, guys, when you're cutting hair, time is money. If you're sitting around and talking and chit-chatting too much, then you know what? You're probably not making the amount of money that you want to make, you know? So you got to keep moving. Always keep moving. Keep moving forward. So right there, I'm using my steel tooth comb again, and I'm just basically fading out the sides right there, so I get a nice little tight blend right there. I don't want to leave no dark spots. I don't want to leave no shadows and nothing like that. I want it to look nice and tight. You can almost see the indentation of where the two lines are gonna go. It's weird. It's like you can see it from the haircut before almost. But his hair was fully grown out. But now that it's that short, right from here, from the video, you can kind of see where the two lines are gonna go. But right there, I'm just fading it out, guys. Just taking it all out. The zero on the sides, round in the back. I know it's different, but you know what? It's a good style. It's a good look. It's a good look on this gentleman right here. So now that we're done with that, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly just line them up real quick. And again, always you have a comb there, push it all down, push it forward so you can see where you're at. Again, when I do my lineups, guys, I always start on the corner right here, and I work my way towards the middle, just like I'm doing right here. And if you're wondering if these skeletonized Babyliss trimmers are fire, you're wondering right. They are fire. It's easily become my favorite trimmer. In about a month and a half that I've been using it, it's quickly taken over being my favorite trimmer. I haven't even been using my balder. This machine is so beast. It just takes down the hair like a beast. I really enjoy using this machine, and I've never picked it up and it not have any energy in it. It's always charged up, and sometimes I don't even charge it overnight. I'll just charge it every 2 days. The battery life on this thing is incredible. So you see that, guys? We just kind of did one side only. You see that? Then I turn them around. Now I'm gonna do the other side. When I do my lineups, I never go all the way across, because I feel that if you go all the way across, once you get to the other side where you're not standing, you're gonna have the tendency of coming down on an angle. So I always try to do one side first and then the other side. This is, again, the way I was taught how to cut hair. The way I was taught is the way I cut hair, you know. And of course, when you learn how to cut hair, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to continue cutting that way that you're taught the entire time. You can change it around. Once you start cutting hair, you're going to develop your own system of cutting hair. This is my system of cutting hair, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm telling you have to cut it this way, but you could take whatever you can from here, take it with you, run with it, and hopefully you pick up some tips, you know. That's what we're here. That's what Big Al's Barber Channel is here for. We're here to educate and motivate, guys. Motivation is the biggest thing, you know. You want to make money in this business, you can't be sleeping in. You can't be waiting around. You have to make it happen. That means you have to get out there, hand out business cards, you know, tag everybody on all your videos, and you know, make sure you post up haircuts. You know, Instagram is your portfolio. So right there, guys, I'm pretty much done. Now I'm gonna put in the two lines. And he likes them not only just like little thin lines, he likes some nice thick lines. So we did the lineup, taper on the sides. We're gonna do one line bigger than the other. The top one's gonna be longer than the bottom one. One time I was doing this, gentleman, and it's not, I mean, it's kind of a funny story, and he's a good sport about it. But I was doing these two lines, and I have other clients that like lines on both sides. So that day I did the two lines on him on both sides, and he was like, wait a second, I only did them on one side. And I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry about that, man. I'm like, well, you know, it's a new way of doing it. But he was actually a really good sport about it, and he didn't get upset or nothing, but it was totally my fault. So you guys see right there, I'm trying to just sharpen up this lineup and trying to keep it nice and straight, trying to make that corner look nice and tight. See, as you can see, I made those lines pretty thick. That's exactly how I like them. So at this point, the haircut's pretty much done. I mean, I'm gonna help him out. I think what I like, as always, this is how I finish out my haircuts. I always finish them off with some lather on, especially on tapers, guys. This is my theory on this. If a client comes to you and he gets a taper or a regular haircut, you need to shave the sideburns or the neck. You really do, with a straight razor. It's essential, you know. That's how you bring that traditionalism back into barbering. You know, you want that client to feel that hot lather machine. The hot lather on his neck, first of all, feels amazing. Then the fact that you're using a straight razor, you know, it amazes the clients. You know, because a lot of barbers today skip out on this, on the part of using lather. And to me, that's what being a barber is. You have to lather up everybody. On fades, I don't use lather unless they get a razor fade with a straight razor, but I'm still using the razor machine on them, and they're still getting the burn from the aftershave, but I'm not using lather on them. But on anybody who gets a taper or a regular sideburns, they're gonna get shaved with a straight razor from me. Even juniors, I mean, you'd be amazed, guys, if you put their blade on a youngster, you know, like 13, 14, 12, you know, they'll remember that, and they're gonna say like, oh man, this is a real barber, and they're gonna stay with you. They're gonna come back to you. It's about customer retention, guys. You know, you want to retain them, and you want them to return, and it's about getting those young customers. You know, you put them on a youngster. I have a youngster that comes in my shop, and he gets a razor fade with a straight razor on the side. And the reason being is because his dad gets a straight razor. So his dad told him, you get a straight razor, son. I get a straight razor, you get a straight razor. And I swear to God, since he was probably 10 years old, or maybe even younger, I was already using a straight razor on him. So right here, we're pretty much done with the haircut. Lineup's done. Everything's done. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna clean them up real quick. And what we're using on this beard right here is just a 1.5, just evening it all out. And remember, when your clients are sitting in your chair, stuff like this, you have to recommend these kind of services, guys. Sir, would you like a beard trim, mustache trim? You know, those are all extras on your ticket, and you have to upsell your ticket. If you don't upsell your ticket, then you're always going to be making the same thing. You can add other services too. You can add the black mask peel off. That's $10 extra. You could do nostril waxing. That's an extra $5. Things like that make your ticket come out bigger, which makes you make more money, guys. At the end of the day, that's the name of the game. Make more money. And right there, I'm just lining up his upper lip, bottom lip, lining up the goatee, just cleaning it all up, making it look nice and tight. Taking all the longer hairs out before I'm gonna come right now with the Braun Series 9 and clean them all up, of course, real quick. And this is real quick beard trimming, guys. This is a quick little upsell. All of a sudden, this haircut jumps from $22 to $27. You know, with 2 lines on the side, that's an extra $5. It's $32. You know, it's an upsell. That's how what you guys do. You gotta upsell yourself. Customer retention, guys, remember that. You gotta make those customers return to you, come back. It's about making a client feel comfortable and, you know, being glad that he came to your chair, pretty much. So here we're using the Braun Series 9, the Braun Series 9, guys. If you guys don't have a Braun Series 9, you guys are missing out. This is my go-to shaver. Of all the shavers that I've used, and believe me, in 17 years, I have used every shaver there is. I've used Andes, I've used Wahl, I've used other Remingtons, and this by far is the best one, the Braun Series 9. I've been on it for a year and a half now. I've only had to switch out the blade once, guys, in case you guys are wondering. Just cleaning them all up. But this haircut is pretty much done, guys. Again, guys, I encourage you guys to subscribe to our channel. I'm constantly dropping new content all the time, doing tutorials, doing product reviews, doing interviews, doing lives. You know, you name it, I'll do it. You have a question, ask me. I answer everybody. You know, this is why I'm doing this channel, because I want to help my industry grow and get better so that we can all make more money. You know, and this is why I do these videos, so that you guys can see it firsthand. I'm just like you guys. Don't think I'm some big shot, guys. I'm like you guys. I'm just a grinder out here every single day, waking up early, doing my job and doing my part. And at the same time, I help out, and that's why I'm in this industry, to help out, to make people feel good and look good. Right there, I'm helping this gentleman out with his lineup, lining it up, making it nice and straight. As always, too, when I do a lineup, I always finish it off with a straight razor, guys. I highly recommend get good with the straight razor. Get good with the straight razor. Those are words and you need to hear, and you need to get good with it. Right there, I'm just using a straight razor on the two lines, also just sharpening those lines up. But that's it for this video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys coming through. For you guys that are just lurking on my page, keep lurking. But if you guys are here, make sure you guys aren't. If you guys aren't here just lurking, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. All right, guys. We are here to help. And like I said, you guys have any questions, I answer everything. With that being said, guys, grind on. Catch you on the next video.